Welcome to Chapter 5. We have now sailed all the way from Norway to Iceland on my 4th attempt reaching Greenland.
And look at that, my first encounter. He's far away.
In the couple of next videos, we'll sail from east to North Iceland, before taking a shot at crossing the Greenland Sea to the anchorage of Ytterkortormet, Scoresby Sound on Greenland.
This is crazy.
Let's fly down to our current position, to the little village of Neskaupstadir.
Wow, alright, so welcome back to a new video. I'm back here with Tessie after a trip back home to Norway to get my little shot of infliximab to keep the Crohn's disease under control for me to be able to proceed northwards to Greenland. And she seems fine, and I'm just gonna get over to the village now and get some provision on board, and then we're off to the next place.
And our next destination is Vopnafjordur, 65 nautical miles away. On the way, we will also visit one of Iceland's largest colonies of puffins. During next video, Chapter 6, we will sail along the fantastic north coast, taking us to Husavik, our last destination before taking off to Greenland. I prepared Tessie for departure, cleaning and dismounting the hydrovane rudder, as I would only use autopilot for the last legs navigating into growlers and ice.
But let's get dressed and let's see what will happen.
I was expecting downwind for this leg and prepared the gennaker. Little did I know I was heading into another gale.
So we are underway, and the fog is enclosing us. I'm going by radar, and but there is a couple of 100 meters sight, and soon we are out of the fjord here, and I hope the wind will turn a little bit for us to be able to hoist some sails. Yeah. And I ripped my fender, the cover for my fender ripped into pieces there, because of all the shells on the wooden quayside when it's low water. Next course.
In weather like this, I like to take the opportunity to pamper myself.
Seatbelt on. There we go.
With one of my favorite drinks, together with a little treat. It tends to taste so much better when rain is pouring around me.
I think it's cozy in the rain, sitting under my little spray hood, enjoying my coffee and my cookie. It's the small important pleasures in life that counts.
While enjoying my coffee, I wished for some winds. And sometimes wishes come true.
We got some side wind, so I will hoist up the mainsail to get some more stability of the boat. It's really wobbly now. So that's gonna make her a little bit more stable on our way. So it's still just 5 knots downwind. It's too little for the gennaker, so far just engine. Oh, big whale! Wow! Just over here. You just never get them on film, do you?
And then the gods granted us some wind.
So the wind picked up, and it seems like we have some perfect conditions for the gennaker. I will give it a try. Wow! Wow, look at that. Perfect conditions. 30 knots on the beam. It's a little tight angle, but we are getting along pretty well. doing 7 knots now, more than my engine.
As we are gaining speed towards our next destination, let's take a look at my kind sponsor of this video, NordVPN. So when I'm sailing around between countries, I bring all my devices here, and I've also installed NordVPN on each one of them. So when I arrive a new country, I instantly switch on NordVPN on my devices. That hides my IP address, so when I enter cafes or other public networks, I know that I'm safe and that no one can hack into my systems. Yes, and along with online security, NordVPN has over 5,800 servers placed all around the world, giving you the option to switch your virtual location between countries, which further enables you to unlock content that is unavailable in your present location. You can surf and stream without interruptions, using the fastest VPN service on the market. So I am at my hotel in Amsterdam now, and I'm working from my laptop, which is connected to the hotel's Wi-Fi. And I'm always making sure that my connection is using NordVPN to be safe online. So head over to nordvpn.com/Erik Aanderaa to get 4 months extra on a 2-year plan. And remember, it's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Let's get back to the video.
So we're passing Glettinganes lighthouse now over here. It's foggy, so we barely can see it, but we are on the right way, and we're just going to go around the corner here now.
It was time to keep a lookout for the Puffin Island.
It's only 6 nautical miles left now to Vopnafjordur. It's connected to a little island with a lot of puffins on it. So I want to see how that looks like. And after an hour or 2 there, we will proceed to Vopnafjordur, another 35 nautical miles away.
To stay safe in the fog close to land, I started the engine and reduced the sail plan.
The fog is so heavy around here, all the way. Almost haven't seen land since I left Neskaupstadir.
And slowly the little island appeared.
So here is the little Puffin Island.
The fog lifted slowly. Now I had to find my way into the tiny, narrow harbor. I was slightly nervous approaching the shallow harbor. It was packed with local fishing vessels. The only available spot was at the bunkering station, so I took a chance on occupying it for a brief moment.
So welcome to Vopnafjordur. And I can tell you there's a lot of birds here, especially puffins, and there's also a lot of bird watching people here. So I will just have a little stroll around and see what birds we can discover here. Wow.
If you want to get real close to the Atlantic puffin, this is the place. Usually they are very shy of people, but for some reason they don't seem to mind human interaction at all here. They breed in huge colonies, and here they nest in caves. Their super strong physique with short wings allows them to both fly over and underwater to hunt for fish and seafood. And with this little guy flying away on a new adventure, so are we.
So we have to say that was pretty amazing, but we have a plan to follow, so let's make ready for Vopnafjordur.
Let's proceed the adventure northwards. On my way leaving the harbor, I could see the fog had cleared away. As I get further from the coast, a gust of wind made ripples in the water around me. It was time for some real sailing again.
Alright, so we are well underway again. Full gennaker and mainsail. And we are hauling 7 knots plus. And it's another 30 miles to Vopnafjordur now.
During the sail, we also had to pass an open coastline where a gale was about to set in.
I can't stop to be amazed how stable the boat is with this gennaker up. The movements is just much less when you get the sail filled up with wind, and the boat just hauls away. Beautiful. We're now passing some big mountains, and it looks so magic with the fog around the mountains like this. Wow.
We surfed our way into the open coastline. And sure enough, we got all the wind we could wish for. And maybe some more.
So we have 18 knots of true wind speed now. So the gennaker is getting his food, I guess. He's happy. And I'm also steering only by autopilot, but it is struggling a little bit because the winds are peaking, well, 20 knots now, true wind speed. So that's on the edge for the autopilot. We are just getting way off course every time a wave hits and a squall hits. That's peaking 24 knots, and that's too much, so we have to take the gennaker in. So let the fun begin. Ooh.
This is the challenge with flying a big gennaker on a furl single-handed. If winds and waves suddenly increases like here, entering an open coastline, you'll have a big heavy job of furling it in. If you're not quick enough, you'll let the flapping wild sail and sheets wrap around the forestay. This has happened to me 2 times.
Stuck completely.
Once in the North Sea and once north of Iceland in suddenly rising winds. Both occasions resulting in having to let the sail go into the water. Trust me, it's a big job then getting it back on board alone.
Oh, heavy. Alright, sail is recovered. It didn't furl very well. So I think I just need to take it down. Yeah, let's do that. Good. Let's continue. Wow. So we have 26, 27 knots of wind now in the gusts. That was not reported at all. But I always tend to get into these situations when I hoist that gennaker. It's always something. But I learn a lot when I get exposed to those winds without actually planning for it. That's when you learn, when you get pushed a little bit. So now I'm only flying the mainsail, one reef in the mainsail, and we are doing the same speed as with the gennaker. So that's crazy. So I think actually I need to maybe take in a reef in the main as well. I want to test to see if I can reef the mainsail with being loaded with wind, downwind, without going up to the wind, and see if the sliders does a job to make the sail easy to get down. Let's try. All right. So now we have 3 reefs in the mainsail, and we are picking 30 knots in the gust now. So it was reported 12 knots, and now it's up to 30. So that's a bit wild, but there we are. How you doing, Tiger? Tiger is good. This is amazing sailing now. Autopilot is struggling not nearly as much as it did. So now we are doing pretty well. Tessie is under balance again, and we have 20 miles to go to Vopnafjordur now. So we are getting there. ETA about 9:30 tonight. Perfect. Now we have to push a little bit. Some head sail out. That's a little better. A little better. Suddenly, during a minute, it went from 25 to 6 knots, and I lost all my speed. And there is some very steep waves, like some strong currents around here, just in the middle of the ocean. Something weird is happening, but it's 170 meters deep, so shouldn't be any worries about the depth. Huh. The wind just seemed to cut off and change its direction and turn on again from another direction. Cool. 24 knots now. Wow. Alright, so we are going to have to jibe now. We are actually going in this way to Vopnafjordur, but we need the sails onto the other side and the course change to Vopnafjordur. Okay, so then we do the course change. 2, 3, 4, 40 degrees. And now the mainsail probably will come over. Yes. And I also have these check stays. So now the wrong check stay is tightened. So I need to tighten this one. Okay, and we need to let go of this. So stuck. It's so stuck. Come on. And then some more head sail out. Okay, so that's the boat jibed. Oops. Come here. Apple and a coffee. Oh shit. Some big waves there now. Vopnafjordur now, and I'm looking at the cruising guide to Iceland. This is a great one. It's on a PDF file. And here is all the information you need about Vopnafjordur. And this is a floating dock that you can tie up to. This makes me feel more safe when I get into an unknown port like this place. So let's check it out. It's just a couple of miles left. And I also had a small check with my camera to have a closer look at the little village, if there was anything of interest, but it seems to be a couple of big fishing boats there.
Just behind the Kolbeinstangi lighthouse, safely tucked in behind natural breakwaters, you'll find the little village of Vopnafjordur. A perfect location to end yet another challenging but successful leg.
It's a big boat turning around, container ship to go out.
It was time for a good night of sleep before taking on the last leg on Iceland.
What a beautiful calm place. So that was 70 nautical miles on one day, and yeah, it went pretty fast, I think, and we even got to see the puffins. I've never been so close to puffins before. And this is Svenbjörn Svensson. That's a tough SOB on the big oceans, I think. Imagine sitting on the top there and big waves and looking for the one that you're going to rescue offshore. Alright, I think that's it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed this little Icelandic adventure again. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave a like and a comment. It helps very much more than you can imagine. Alright, I will see you in next video. So long.
Yes, so follow along in next video, chapter 6. We are now sailing along the rest of the beautiful massive coast of North Iceland. To the village of Húsavík, my last destination before taking on the 300 nautical mile journey into the icebergs of Scoresby Sound, Greenland, which led straight into an unexpected surprise. In Húsavík I was also lucky enough to join a sail ship for some whale watching, but that's in the next one. Check out my NBJS merchandise for a good Christmas deal following the link in the video description. Support this expedition on Patreon or PayPal, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook for live news and updates. For NBJS burgies or lectures about my journeys across the big oceans, please contact me on post@nbjs.no. See you in the next one, Erik.